Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel with Caroline and Chris. Caroline Waithira, a counseling psychologist, and we are back for season 2 for Candid Conversations.
So, this is just to say thank you for all the amazing feedback that we've been getting, the amazing comments and suggestions on how to improve the channel. So Candid Conversations with Caroline and Chris is back with a bang. Season 2, we want to do things better so that of course at the end of the day, all you amazing viewers out there get to get amazing content. So today we are at Chicken Baristo in Nakuru, Central Business District. It's just nearby the Rift Valley Sports Club. So you can always pop in there for the amazing meals. And as you can see, we're having some of their signature drinks today, courtesy of Chicken Baristo. Yeah.
Would like to thank you so much for your subscriptions, sharing, and those of you who have been with us through the journey. It's been nice, all the 8 episodes, and we are upgrading due to your suggestions. And we are so thankful, and we hope we are going to grow together with you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. So keep them coming because we need your inputs. So today we felt, because of the whole COVID-19 pandemic that is still upon us and the idea of quarantining, staying at home, so parents have been engaging with their children a bit more. So at the end of the day, you're finding issues coming up with mental health in the children, and maybe agitation from the parents due to the place of work, maybe losing a job or stuff like that. So we felt, me and Caroline, we should talk about that aspect of parenting, and at this 2020, how do we approach that issue, and at the same time being very, very careful on the aspects of mental health in children, because right now things are not the same. Things are going differently. So we're just going to break down a bit on that. So of course, give your feedback, give your comments.
So we've done parenting before. That was the last episode. But today we want to do it in regard to mental health. We have different parenting styles, and I think this topic will cut across the youth and also the parents, because it goes both ways. So because of some societal pressures, we find that parents have their own different parenting styles. Not that they choose it, but their circumstances make them.
Yep.
So we have a few, I think 3 or 4. So we are going to go through them, and either as a kid, a child, or a youth, or a parent, you'll place yourself. But these are not the positive ones. We have the positive types of parenting. These are the ones that cause problems for us later, and I think most of us can relate to some of this. One of them, yeah.
Absolutely.
So one, we have an enmeshed parent. So an enmeshed parent is a parent who is always there for their kids. There's nothing wrong with being there for their kids, but now this specific one, you spoon feed your kids. So you sort all their problems. And as a kid grows, you should know that akitoka diaper stage, potty training,
there are some things you start eliminating,
withdrawing. Exactly.
Kapsa.
So, but now the enmeshed parent does not get to know when to separate from their kid and let their kid grow up. So unapata at the age of 18, daddy, umeoga, nikuweke maji kwa bafu. Such things. I know it may seem unbelievable, but you have parents who they never outgrow that their kids are growing up.
Yeah.
Now, when this kid needs to get a job or what, they'll be there for them.
There to support.
There's nothing wrong with supporting your kids, but now huyu mtoto hatajua venye anafaa kuandika CV, venye anafaa kupresent, because their parents come in the evening and you got a job, prepare yourself, ndo hizi nguo, you have everything you need, and a job kesho. Everything.
Wow.
Now the problem is when this, how life happens.
Yes.
Maybe they get a job far away from you, they start their own families. So when they get there, they're used to having things done for them. So if it's a man, you're used to your mom doing everything for them. So you're going to transfer all your you know, everything to your wife, because my mom used to do everything for me.
So my wife should be able to do the same.
So imagine a scenario where this guy loses his job and he's at home. What will he expect? His first or second job? The mother or the dad got them for him. What do you expect this man to do? He'll wait. He'll sit and wait. And then the wife is wondering, hey, mbona amesoma mpaka degree, mbona atafuti kazi?
Mbona hayuko proactive?
Yes, everything has always been done for him and it is not his fault. And it can go even the other way around. The reason I've used him so much is because we have seen the problems with women complaining that siku hizi wanaume wataki kufanya kazi.
Atufiki bei, atuna kazi.
Even when they, unapata wanasema yaki lose job, unampata jioni vile tu ulimwachia breakfast and everything. Ukifika home, the first thing he tells you, babe, nisaidie na remote.
Vyombo bado ziko pale.
Everything. So it frustrates the women.
And they wonder why the men are behaving the way they are. And I like how you brought that up, because now that explains like everything that you're doing is usually based on experiences.
Childhood experiences
mostly childhood experiences.
Yeah. So in your formative years.
For that case of the enmeshed parents, like we've said, you're showing so much love. It's good, yes, but now to the point where this other person cannot be themselves. They cannot really understand who they are without you being in the picture. So parenting is very critical. So enmeshed parents, wow. If you think you're in that category, just take a moment and just reflect on it.
Yeah.
So what's the other category?
We have something we call parentification. So parentification is where a parent, or rather a kid, becomes a parent, just like the word says. You become a parent by taking up some responsibilities that a child should not take. So you grow up too fast. In lay terms, you grow up too fast. But it has two categories. There's emotional parentification. So a person who has been emotionally parentificated, you'll be your parent's counselor and confidant.
Wow.
And I know most of either the middle kids or the firstborns experience this.
Most of the firstborns have to
and
step
middle
up.
kids experience this. So you are at home and then sana wamama ndio wanakuwaga guilty of this. So wanakuambia mimi huyu baba yenu sasa sijui nitafanya nini.
Nivunje moyo vile mumevunja hizo sahani zote kwa kitchen.
Yeah, you see. So there's that. So this kid, you're too young, you're an adult, you're 17, you're 18, but when you come home, you are the one who's counseling your parent, you are the confidant. You're the confidant. And it takes so much away from you because everything in life has to go through stages. So even a kid, a child has to negotiate all the stages of development. Ukwe infant, toddler, mtoto ile age, a child.
Yes.
Then a teenager, young adult. You have to negotiate this, and not only physically, not
mentally
only not only at school at sasa kwa class 1. No, you have to negotiate them emotionally. That is why you find, for example, if you have a big-bodied kid and he's acting as a certain way, you remind yourself, ni mtoto bado. Ndio maana mwili haiandamani na the emotional behavior. You see, so it has to go. So you can imagine you're in high school, you're supposed to negotiate through teenagehood. The hormones, the everything. And you're here being the confidant of your mom. So say a woman, unaambiwa wanaume nini, and wewe sasa hizo ndio having your first crush. Imagine how
that's when you want to talk to them, that boy you like in school, and then maybe sasa boy ndiye anataka kuongelesha ule dem, but akifika home before ashaanza kuongea story yake, the parent is already there, trying to like bombard him or her with all the stories.
And the sad part is that the parents do not realize they do it.
Oh, they're usually innocent because this is my child.
You don't even realize you do it.
Wow.
So it's not something that it is intentional. It is subconscious. So it has two parts. There's that emotional parentification. The other bit is you find yourself, we call it adultification. Sasa wewe ndo una babysit.
What wazazi?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, you babysit your parents. Something else, we find the firstborn or the older kids, especially the two older kids, they have to come home. This mostly happens in low-income families and where we have single parenthood, and single parenthood does not only apply to mothers, it also applies to fathers.
Yes.
So you find that your mom or your dad is always out there hustling because there is no that balance of there's one parent at home at least, mwingine anatafuta, or you know, there is no that. So you find that if they are low income, they maybe not afford a house help or something, or someone to help them with the kids. So huyu mtoto mkubwa ndio ana babysit, na si mtoto mkubwa sana. You find that the kid is 7 and is babysitting the 3-year-old. You see, they are both kids. So this kid and have to grow up too fast. Even the responsibility, the chores at home, as I said, everything has to be
in a process.
Has to be gradual. Yes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you find that the kid has to now step up and be like a second parent.
Exactly. That is the word. Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you think anasaidia tu kwa nyumba na all that, but in real sense, you're making this kid miss out on things.
Grow
like
up too fast.
Playing with the cousins out there in the field.
Yeah.
You know, just doing all those messy stuff.
Yeah.
So that when they come back, you know, they wash up and they clean and they settle down, but they will miss a lot of those missing pieces. Then akikuwa mkubwa baadaye unashindwa why some issues zingine zina
They look off. Yeah.
Interesting. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we have something called the lost children.
Yeah.
So the lost children are mostly the middle kids. You know about the middle kid syndrome and what people say. Yeah. So this middle kid, they are lost in between because maybe there is too much pressure in the family. And I've mentioned it the other one, most of the time these low-income families, but not only that, sometimes even in dysfunctional families. So you find that these lost children are the quiet one. Not naturally quiet one, but that is their way of dealing with and coping with. Because you see, the firstborn, they are sharing with the mom, with the dad, mostly with the mom. So you find at least a problem half shared is half solved. So in a way, hata kama ina impose on the kid, at least anongeana. Now the middle kid are lost in between. Am I still a kid? Okay, I'm not a lastborn anymore. I am not as close. They are lost in between.
They're just there.
So most of the time they withdraw. So when they withdraw, eventually what do they become? Some become rebellious, some become so quiet, some are even forgotten. Munapata their families where muna serve food them nakumbuka guy atukuwekea nani food.
Ako tuko kwa room yake amelala.
Exactly. And then they are normally not understood because even when they are negotiating teenagehood, if they are stressed, nobody will reach out to them because the mom is stressed, the dad is stressed, they are dealing with the issues. The lastborn is given as much attention as possible. The firstborn also because they are assistant parents.
The assistant parents, we've said number 2.
So you see they are lost in between. So they find other coping mechanism, and eventually by the time the people in the family realize they are the black sheep, and then when they are labeled, it gets worse. They become rebellious.
Into that.
Yes, and yes.
Wow. That is so amazing. It's so interesting how parenting has been approached with various different techniques. You know, some others chapa mtoto, wengine usichape mtoto. You know, firstborn wendo unafuko unachunga wenzako. You know, you're the one. You're not the man of the house or the woman of the house. And we
do it all the time. I even do it. I'll find you know telling my son, wewe ndio mkubwa, kwa nini unalia?
Mbona unalia?
Then I realized no. Actually, he's not that. He's only 2 years older than this one. Only that she's the firstborn.
And then you make that firstborn feel like I'm not supposed to cry because I'm the firstborn. It's my responsibility to be all tough.
Yeah. Naturally, a firstborn, they are hard-headed. Ile tu naturally, they are born na hiyo resilience and that. But we should try and take care of that. Take care of the emotional well-being because it reflects later. And that is when you start complaining, not realizing that, oh, I played a very big role in that.
Amazing.
So the last one is similar to the others, it's falsification. Is where, now this happens mostly with the mother and sons. You make, and ni kama na take role ya your spouse. And we have seen, also it happens, there are relationships where unasikia mtu anasema, I really love that guy, but mazee kila kitu lazima ulize mama yake.
It's a mama's boy. Oh my God. Sips drink. Wow. Guy. Munaribu vijana.
You see, so sometimes, no, it's not their fault because For example, if the parents got separated, so the mom anachukua everything, the emotions and everything is like they transfer to this kid. So the emotional aspect is like huyu mtoto ni kama bwana kwake. You know, they emotionally
hadi watu wanaanza anakatia
everything, they share everything.
Like all that
yes, and you know, boys with their mom, they feel protective of their mom, and now that there is no dad in the house, they naturally take that responsibility,
stepping up to the plate.
Yes. So it brings a problem later, because now this is, yes, I love my mom, and
but
men love their mom.
But you need to detach now from that,
yes,
and go and, you know, build another one.
Yes, and there's something we call individuation. That is a topic we can discuss someday, but I can touch on it briefly. Sure. Individuation is when, in the stages of development, you as a person, you learn to separate yourself from your parent. But now this goes both ways. So you find that you'll not be able to individuate. The problem, the repercussions of not individuating in time or on time, is when you get into your relationship, everything that ulikuwa place in your mother, in your dad's hands, you take it and place it on your spouse. So all your traumas, all your fears, all your expectations, you place on your spouse. Of course, your spouse atakuonyesha, I'll protect you, I'll be there for you, I'll do this for you in the initial stages. But eventually, lazima mle. You know, you have to grow as a family. They will not be able to be everything they want for you. What happens to you as a woman or a spouse? You start getting stressed, you start getting depressed, mnaanza kufight, and you don't even understand because you did not individuate. So you see, they all come back to home and the kind of relationship.
How it started.
Yes.
From the beginning.
Yes.
Wow. I find that super amazing that we need to take time to understand some of these concepts. I know Caroline has thrown there a few words, but don't worry. These things are all there for you to understand, because what you're trying to do is like change that idea of parenting, that it's not just you know, this is your kid, you can do whatever you want. You know, I feel like that's what African parents do nowadays.
Yes.
Like ni mtoto wangu usiniambie, you know. But in real sense, taking time and learning that the things you're saying, the actions you're doing, especially when a kid is a kid. Kama wewe sasa kuanza kuambia mtoto, you know, having to take in all those anxieties and pressures and stresses, and yet they are still an infant and their mental capacity is not at that point.
Yes, yes.
So what are you really doing to your kids? Ndio baadaye, you know, we're out here complaining, you know, why are the men behaving the way they are? Why are the women behaving the way they are? What is the root cause? So those who have kids out there, learn from this. Those guys who are expecting kids, who already have kids, I think Caroline can finish up with saying, how can you mend that situation and possibly, you know, build better relationships?
Yes. You know, I'm big on self-awareness and general awareness of things in life. So, just by discussing these things, it means we are bringing to awareness. I know most people will fall in one of the categories, be like, that's it.
The one.
So you will be able to break the cycle, because you cannot break or change what your parents did. It's in the past, and they did not even know they were doing it. But us as young people, you can heal from the traumas, and once you heal from the traumas, it means you'll not pass it down to your kids. Amazing. Then I read something. One way of breaking the generational curses or the bad cycles is for if your kid, if you are not given the voice to speak up, now allow your kids to speak up.
Nice.
You know, allow them to talk to you and tell you the things you could never tell your parents, as long as it's respectful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I know it's a bit complex, the topic, but I hope at least someone will relate to one of the 4 things that we've discussed, and it will help someone, whether you are going to be a parent or you're already a parent and you feel like, oh my God, I've been doing this, you can already rectify because now it has been brought to your awareness. Or if you are a victim of those, you now know what trauma you need to heal from. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So healing is more important. Communication, like we've said, communicate, make sure that you clearly articulated those issues, and of course, We'll be talking more about these issues as we continue. Thank you very much for keeping in touch with our YouTube channel. Keep subscribing and watch out for more amazing content on the days to come. Thank you so much.
Share and like, and continue giving us feedback on what you'd like us to discuss. Absolutely. So thank you guys for the support.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Ciao.